coming out today. Without this, it would make things like this nearly impossible. So thank you to the media, everyone who showed up today. I want to thank Al Heyman, PBC, and Fox for joining forces and creating this beautiful platform for people like myself and other great world champions to display their talents. I want to thank my team, my head coach Justin Gamber, my father Richie Plant, Larry Wade, Don House, and yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. I've been boxing my whole life. They say it takes 10,000 hours of putting work into something to become a true success at it. That's 20 hours a week for 10 years, however you want to split it up. Come July 20th, I've been doing this for 18 years straight. No breaks, no distractions, and no plan B. So even though it's honorable in itself, because there's honor in all work, so I commend you for this, but no college degree for me. No college, no high school sports, no college sports, no acting gigs, no Subway commercials, no selling CBD, just boxing day in and day out, rain, sleet, or snow. So he may have a financial degree, but in boxing, I have a PhD. And that's something you don't know anything about. Something else I have a PhD in is being cold, and being hungry, and being deprived. That's something you don't know anything about. Coming from very rock bottom, that's something you don't know anything about. Coming from no man's land, where nobody makes it out, that's something you don't know anything about. So if this guy ever thought for 1 second that I would let him mess this up for me and send me back there, because unlike him, I have everything to lose. This is how I keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. That's something he don't know anything about. So if he thinks he's gonna mess this up for me, he's not half as educated as I thought he was. So every night from now to July 20th, I hope him and his team, before they go to bed at night, envision the words, "and still." Because that's all that him and his team, and any of you who are tuned in, is going to hear July 20th. One last thing, I won this world title back in January for my daughter Aaliyah. July 20th, I will be defending it successfully and in fashion. I'll also be defending it successfully and in fashion for not just her, but my mother, whose life was recently taken. But most importantly, I'll be defending that world title for myself. Because my future and everything I have and everything I want depends on it. Because unlike him, he has nothing to lose. But for myself, I have everything to lose. Thank you.
50 Cent and Mayweather flee to sing with us. True story on my life. Been grinding on my life.
It is going to be a great fight for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Two motivated, undefeated fighters and two very articulate fighters as well. And to bring the best out of our fighters at this time, my pleasure to introduce and hand over the microphone and hosting duties to my esteemed colleague, award-winning, multi-talented sportscaster and boxing co-host. Please welcome Brian Custer. Brian.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It could have been any of the other 168-pound champs or top contenders, and it would have been the same. thing. So,
Caleb, you mentioned up there something that really caught my attention. There's a lack of teachers in the boxing game now. A lot of these guys think they can step in with all the different sciences and sports technology and all this other stuff. How would you say that plays a difference, having a quality teacher right now
I mean,
for you?
today's athletes continue to get better because of sports science. So I understand what he's trying to say. But at the end of the day, them scientists can't fight for him. That nutrition can't fight for him. Nobody else can fight for him. All his fans, even his enemies, they can't get in there and throw him punches for him. He's got to get in there and throw those punches. I come from an old school background. I come from old school boxing. I come from teachers of boxing who teach the art and the IQ of boxing. And if you look through the history of boxing, that's what wins fights. On top of heart, will, balls. But if you know anything about me, then you know that I'm not lacking in that either. So.
They claimed he had a lot of heart when he was up there. When you guys dig into the trenches, do you think he's going to see a totally different side of what different types of heart it's going to be when it comes from your circumstance and his circumstance?
Who's had to dig deeper?
You.
Caleb, do you think he's earned this title?
It's not really my concern if he's earned it or not. If they say that he's a challenge for me, he's undefeated, he's done everything he's supposed to do thus far, then if that's who it's going to be, then put him in there and I'll do the same thing. Just like I said a second ago, any of the other 168-pound champs are top contenders. So it don't matter who they put in there to me. I'm a fighter. I'm focused on fighting. So.
Do you respect what he's done in his career so far?
I respect him as a man, just like I respect you as a man. That's it. You want me to respect your fighting skills, you got to make me respect you. So.
Is it a bit disappointing that this fight was rumored to be in Nashville and now it's in Vegas?
No, that was a rumor for the outside people. You know, that's plans. That's what we plan on doing. But we're working on a couple other things first. Nashville's always going to be there. We plan on taking it there soon. But like I said before, every kid who's ever laced up a pair of gloves wants to fight at the MGM one day, be the main event on TV at the MGM. So no complaints on this end.
Is this necessarily what you wanted after you won the title, fight with Mike Lee instead of maybe fights with other 168 pounders?
Well, the thing is, ask that again, because that was a good question. You lost me for a second.
Well, no, basically, after you won your title, is this what what popped up? Like,
Yeah.
you could have, probably unified with other people.
Yeah.
Within the PPV brand, outside the PPV brand.
Well,
you
people
end up with Mike Lee.
people like Callum Smith try to get this guy to fight. Gilberto Ramirez try to get this guy to fight. Artur Beterbiev try to get this guy to fight. We had just beat him and locked him in sooner. So we beat him to it. So all these other 168-pound champs and killers and all that, they were trying to get the same fight that I got. So anybody who's disappointed in this fight, they may also want to talk to them as well because we just beat them to the punch.
They weren't calling for you, it was under 168 pounders.
Hey, Caleb. Well, what do you know about your opponent? Have you seen him fight before? Have you studied him in the past? Have you seen him come in the rankings?
I haven't really seen any of his fights. I know he's undefeated. I know he's looking to stay that way. Once you lose once, it's easier to lose again. This guy hasn't tasted that, so he's not one to taste it for the first time. He's bigger than me. He's coming down. He's fought at light heavyweight and cruiserweight, so he's bigger than me. As he said, he's looking to come in bigger and stronger than me. So this is a tough guy. This is a guy who cannot be overlooked. I've been overlooked most of my life. You don't overlook the overlooked, because those are the guys who get you. So I'm focused, I'm zoned in, and I'm ready to keep this thing.
Do you plan on staying active this year? Like fight again, December, November?
Absolutely. I fought one time.
In January?
Yeah. Before that, I had fought about a year before that against Porky Medina, but I broke my hand. That's why we had to push the fight back against Jose. So yeah, as long as there's no freak accidents or injuries, I'm definitely looking to stay busy. So.
Caleb, you talk about momentum up there. We all know how important that momentum is. You had a nice run right now. Explain to me, what is it like waking up your first day as world champion?
Just like I thought it would. I've been looking at myself, treating myself, talking to myself as a world champion since I was 9 years old. So when I got the belt, it was just like, man, this is everything you said it would be. So not really, I don't feel any different. I don't feel like I'm a different person.